So here we are, cleaning up. I mean, technically calls himself a contractor, but he's not a contractor, he's just plain contractor. As you can see, this is what I've literally been cleaning up. I already got about 70 hours into cleaning this up, so it was a lot worse. Figured I'd make a YouTube video out of it, since I've seen this guy post pictures of my house online, because you can see just grout everywhere. It's low here, kind of hard to see with the shadow, but this is on top of it. It's gonna have to be regrouted, and just kind of have grout just everywhere. Again, non-stop cleaning this for weeks. Basically scraping it with a razor blade I found to be good, and a special type of sander, and cut brush on a drill. So this was all covered, and it's starting to get a little bit better. Basically do layers and layers and layers. As you can see in here, this is how he left it. This was after cleaning grout, but there's a missing tile in there, huge cracks. Same down there. That's got shit hanging on all over the place. And then, I mean, normally the tile's supposed to go sideways. He just slapped it in the long way, but whatever, it's a soap dish. But just spent all day scraping that out of the corner. Have to clean that up. Same with down there, as you can see, grout everywhere. So basically, I fired this contractor and took over myself, and I've been hiring actual contractors. I've been checking their credentials and making sure they're rated with the Better Business Bureau. The contractor that did this, I did a search on him, and he has no Wisconsin contractor licenses whatsoever. So it's kind of a lesson learned. All this was covered with grout, so after the last couple of weeks, actually the last couple of months, I've just been cleaning it and cleaning it. I paid him to do this. As you can see right here, if he knew what he was doing, he should have did a 45-degree angle right here, and then this should be over here. But then, because he did it wrong, I bought these to cover up the gap in the TV, and since he did it wrong, then I had to buy more tile, so he had to cut it in. And we pretty much spent a long time cleaning that. I'll just go around what he all did wrong. So my $40 an hour Sherwin-Williams paint, they just basically look like someone sneezed mucus all over the wall, and they painted over that and then said, oh, no big deal, we'll just spot sand it and spot paint it. And I've had 5 contractors in here, and they all said the same thing, that this shouldn't even have paint on this wall at all. And as you can see again, this is that's the texture, and this is their matching. Just looks like someone blew snot rockets on the wall and they painted over it. But again, no big deal. That's what they said. So there's another of their texture job. More of their texture job. More of their texture job. And I'll just keep going through the house here. They were supposed to fix this. Left like that. This floor I helped install with the contractor, but it has to be regrouted, and the guy kept saying, yeah, we'll regrout it when it's done. But as you can see, kind of unacceptable when we're putting in cabinets and stuff like that. And that was left out of the wall, so that's professional to them. And obviously you can see on this video, that's primered in their texture job. That's what they're expecting to put $40 quart Sherwin-Williams gray paint over it, which you'll see. So every company I had in here can't believe on on how this house is right now. So right here, pretty much no texture. They're primering it and ready. Of course, that's their nice paint job. That's their nice paint job. And more just blast of snot rockets dripping. That was their texture matching. Again over here, As you can see in there, there's squares of snocket rockets. So I guess the purpose of this video is do a research. Make sure your contractors have licenses and they're licensed through the state, because then you're going to run into stuff like this. Or very bare minimum, check references. This guy would have had references, but they would have been their family. Make sure you have references. Ask them to stop over and take a look at it. Because I'd be more than happy to have people stop over and take a look at this. I mean, just snot rockets of texture, and that was good for them. And that's more texture matching, if you can believe it. I was so pissed at one point, and after a certain point, it's kind of like you can't even get pissed no more. I just started just cracking up. It's like, yeah, get out of my house, time to hire some professionals. So I got professionals coming in to basically re-sand down and strip all this paint off and redo it. I had literally a handful of companies all tell me the same thing, and none of them know each other. So this is what I was left with. And they were ready to paint over this. Then this is where we did a patio. They had nothing to do with this. This is basically after they left. We hired them to do closets, and they kind of just left it with a gaping hole. But this was their drywall job. So as you can see, I had a real contractor come in and they put drywall screws in and button up. Here was their job. So it's just some fence meshing and some big gaps up there. And there, if you notice, there's no drywall screws. They just tacked it up with staples, and we're ready to paint it. That's good to go. So this house would have literally looked like a crack house if I didn't kick them off the job. I told them, don't paint in here, whatever you do. The contractor's kid put a hole in the wall. That was their patch job, and they painted it, and that was good. So that was good to move in. And I mean, honestly, if this contractor's reading this video or watching this video, I think he should hang his tool belt up and never be in this business again. I mean, you'd have to be something mentally wrong with you if you thought this was actually a good quality work. I mean, how could anybody with 5% of a normal person's pride should be like, yeah, I should never go in this game. So I told him, don't paint this wall, because the wire's up there. I want to run down there and mount the TV in there for a security camera. So that all has to be done, and why not? Let's just waste the $40 a gallon Sherman-Williams paint so I can ask for more money, which he did, and I refused. And under this paper is tile, and ended up doing at least half this tile myself, because he would mix up a $30 bag of thin set and say, oh, I gotta go make a run, and he'd disappear for 4.5 hours, and this would happen time and time again. So on top of that, once we pull up this paper, this all has to be regrouted. So it's kind of hard to see unless you go up close, but as you can see, that is not a finished grout line. I mean, this is all over the floor. This is how this guy tiles. That's good quality to him. And as you can see there, definitely needs professional contractors come in here to finish it. All under here needs to be regrouted. As you can see, all those lines are low. And here's the second bedroom where they started to do a closet, and I had to hire a contractor to take over. So they had nothing to do with this closet. It's coming out good, but they did start painting it when I told them not to, because this all happened after they painted. So as you can see, this is all peeling up because, again, they shouldn't have painted it. This was their blend-in texture job. So as you can see, I mean, just doing that. I'm not a licensed contractor. I only do this stuff once every 5 years, and I can do 10 times better job than this. I mean, look at this. Like, this is what was quality work to them. And I quote verbatim, man, what are you talking about? Everybody I show pictures to said, man, what a transformation. This is looking good. Yeah, well, you can forge pictures. You can't forge live video. And as you can see, all this paper right here, this is painted over. When You need joint compound to hold it down and retexture it in. This is horrible, horrible work. Like, I wouldn't even wish these contractors in my house right now are my worst enemy. So that was supposed to be patched, they didn't. And you can see that's their beautiful patch job right there. It's just a big gaping hole. So yeah, long story short, I hired people to fix this. This is the before video. No one wanted to touch the bathroom, so I've spent a lot of my free time trying to fix that. And as you can see, that's their paint. This is professional quality. And I mean, to them, not to me. I don't know if you'll be able to see in this video, kind of hard with that fan on, but they didn't paint around the fan. And yeah, this is just a warning. Like, people talk a good game, but this is what kind of leaves your house in. I mean, it's gonna look nice when it's done, but again, I've been hiring real contractors because it took about a week for them to work on this closet, and it didn't look anything like that. They just kept punching holes and disappearing and not coming back. So I'll post a video afterwards to show you what real contractors do. I got good feelings about the guys I hired because, again, A+ business, Better Business Bureau rating, references. I checked them out a lot more, and everyone that came in here said the same thing. Said, you know, they've seen some bad texture and some bad job sites they had to fix before, but every single one guy's in business for close to 22 years, I believe he said, or the Better Business Bureau website said. And he said this is the worst job that he's ever seen to date, that whoever did this should be banned from painting, banned from texturing, banned from drywalling, banned from everything. So again, this is a warning. Check out your contractors. I'll post an after video. I hope this helps people out. And then if anybody has questions, if you overgrouted in the bathroom here, I'll show you what I've been using. It's very time consuming. Very time consuming. So that whole floor, I have pictures that if my buddy, I don't know how to edit it on YouTube, but I'll show, like, you couldn't see any of these rocks. It was all covered in grout. As you can see, it kind of matched that in the corner, which have been you can see the scrape marks with the razor blade and trying to get it down. And then I've been using a special sander with a special sandpaper to get that off, and then a special spray right here if you ever have that problem. I picked this up at a store, so that helps kind of clean the haze off of it. I'm almost running low. I've been going through can after can of that. And the contractor that I was here had a $29 Black & Decker. I'm the homeowner, and I bought a real tool, DeWalt, with a cut brush. So I put a little bit of water on there. That kind of softens it up a little bit, but it doesn't really take it off. Down there's a razor knife. I just keep scraping, and you pretty much just got to take your time with it. It sucks, but it's either tear up the whole bathroom and waste all that time and money and have to redo it, re-waterproof it, or sit there and put in literally 12 to 15 hour days for weeks on end to clean it all up, and then I have to re-grout it and re-waterproof it, and it's just a time hassle. But again, lesson learned. Hire a real contractor. Any questions? I'll be happy to answer them.